At the office, Cleveland's home for sports talk that never clocks out. From the latest headlines to heated debates, we're diving into everything sports. It's your host, Noah.
Noah, we're together. How's your bowling game?
Are we talking duck pin or are we talking regular?
Any kind of bowling.
Well, regular, I'm horrible. Duck pin, I'll give you that work.
We are live at High and Dry. We're going to talk Browns. They might actually have a chance this week, but we're here live. It's good to see you in person. This is a change.
It is a change. You moved away from Cleveland, and now here we are weeks later, and you're still coming to Cleveland for these shows I book, so thanks.
Once in a while. I was going to tell you, after next week Muni, we got to pause a little bit. It's a lot.
We need a break for sure. I'm ready to enjoy and do my own thing and watch some games without having to worry about being set up for a show at noon beforehand. Listen, there is a lot going on with the Cleveland Browns for this game. I am looking forward to seeing what they do. I sent you a little text this morning, and my text said I woke up with a feeling of being legendary. I don't know what made me feel like today's the day, but I just think it's going to happen today. My
favorite part of that text is that I was awake for like 2 hours, and then I get a text. I just woke up, and I feel like Shedor's going to play today.
I have a feeling maybe it's I don't want to wish an injury. I don't want to wish an injury on Dillon Gabriel at all, but I think I just have a feeling this week is the week.
But if that happens, and it's not because of injury, then they've completely gone against what they've said, which is we want to give Shedor his own start so that we could prepare throughout the week for his game plan. So now you're just saying, that was BS. We're throwing that out of the window.
Yeah.
That's a Kevin special. I wouldn't be surprised.
It's a Cleveland Browns special, Erik. That's the thing. That's what happens when you're a bad football team and a bad football organization. We'll see. I don't know. And I could be totally wrong, but I just don't think the idea of sending Dillon Gabriel out there next week when we're in the Muni lot and having him play against the Ravens in front of a hostile Browns crowd that is bound to boo him if he plays horrible today is going to be the right decision for that kid.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. You said that we're a bad organization, so let's start with the news. We touched on it a little bit, but Paul DePodesta is gone and probably met with celebration.
Yeah.
Feels like he's jumping off a sinking ship, which understandable, good for him. He goes back to baseball. He was the chief strategy officer for the Browns. I'm not sure what that strategy was because it wasn't good. It didn't pay off.
No, not at all.
Are we going to move out of this analytics era and see some football guys take the helm again?
Well, we'll see. I talked about it on our show. I think a lot of the local media has mentioned it as well, but Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski are moving like their jobs are not in trouble right now.
Which is so wild.
It's so wild to me, but that's what we have going on. So I don't know if that's what's going to happen. There's points being made out there that I think are really interesting because you know what Andrew Berry's official job title is?
President?
Vice President of Football Operations, which makes him have a higher title than just typical GM of the Cleveland Browns. So I think Jimmy, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, is really high on both of these two still.
I agree and I disagree. I agree that he's high on Andrew Berry. I disagree that he's high on Stefanski. You can feel this rift starting between Berry and Stefanski, and if there's going to be one that's chosen, it's going to be Andrew Berry. I think that he will rise to the top. I think he's positioning himself to push Stefanski out because, frankly, I think he's a little sick of Stefanski. I would be surprised if we see Kevin last beyond this season. And if he does, shame on the Browns organization.
Well, if he lasts, it would be more so, I think, because we have some miraculous turnaround. If it's more of the same of what we've seen the first, we're 2-7 right now, so 9 games. I know
Let me pull out a crystal ball real quick for you. Here's what's going to happen. They'll win a few maybe. They'll look okay. Next year, Kevin's going to say, I'm going to call plays again. Halfway through the season, he's going to say, I'm going to give up play calling. Like, we've been down this road. Why are we doing this over and over again?
Because we're all insane Browns fans. That's what we are. I was just talking pre-show with our friends and family that are here about how many people are in New York right now to pre-game and for this Jets game. And why are we putting all this effort into a 2-7 football team? It's absolutely absurd.
I wouldn't. I'm not there. You might as well just go into the city and have a nice time today because I get it. Listen, we're Browns fans. We love the team, but it's so frustrating seeing them make bad decision after bad decision. I mean, I thought Manziel was enough, and then you move on, and once again we have Deshaun Watson, and like it never ends.
It piles up for sure, for sure.
So to say that coaching is an issue and then not move on from coaching is just asinine. Like that cannot happen if we want to be a winning football franchise.
Yeah, I get you. Let's move to the game because this is a preview show for the Jets and the Browns, of course. And there's been some more news since the last time we sat down and talked, and I think it's interesting. The biggest storyline, in my opinion, is the fact that Carson Schlesinger, high ankle sprain and all, has missed 0 time. He will be playing today.
Yeah, he's playing. Harold Fannon's playing.
Huge.
Both guys that I really wanted to see in this game. I'm glad they're able to be back. I hope it's not rushing with the high ankle sprain, but I don't think it is because those two make a difference for us.
Yeah, they do. I mean, you're talking about the leading receiver and the favorite for Defensive Player of the Year. I know we're down on the Browns right now, and rightfully so, but there are these highlights. This rookie class, man, makes it fun to sit down on Sundays and still invest some time. So having the two main ones, I mean, Judkins is up there too, of course, if he gets the rush game going behind our atrocious offensive line. But to watch these two get the ability to play, go out there and do their thing, it's always worth the sit down as a Cleveland Browns fan.
Yeah, one of the best draft classes in recent memory, if not since the expansion came back. He hit on almost every single pick. Now, obviously, what we've done with quarterback was a little questionable. At one point, we had 5 on the roster. They can't all play, unfortunately.
And the main 2 that we had, there aren't on the roster right now. The main 2 that were getting most of the reps, aside from Dillon Gabriel, nicknamed Maui Wowie, in my mind.
If it had worked where you can add up all their experience and, Madden points to one nice quarter,
right,
that would have been great, but you can't do that, and only one can play. So the strategy, again, there was a little lacking. It felt like, and we talk about Shedeur Sanders potentially playing today, Dillon Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders, there was no cohesive plan there, it seemed like. It was more like Shedeur Sanders is available. We have to take him at this point because what were they doing exactly?
Well, that's the funny thing. Jason Lloyd talks about it a lot. And there was a quote from Jimmy Haslam during the draft. At the end of day 2, once they picked Dillon Gabriel, they were done with quarterbacks in the draft. And then somehow in day 3, in the 5th round, we ended up taking Shedeur Sanders. So what the plan was, I know Andrew Berry's a value guy, and Shore is a high-value pick in the 5th round, obviously. We both thought he was first round, they at least second-round talent. So I get that, and I get why you make that move. But it doesn't seem like they had a plan for like 24 hours. It was Dillon Gabriel, Joe Flacco is the safety blanket, Kenny Pickett, and then Pickett pulled a hamstring, and then Dillon Gabriel is now playing when he was supposed to be the developmental guy, and now he's the starting quarterback, and Shedeur is the It makes no sense. You're totally right.
Yeah, it really doesn't. But now looking back at the draft, there was another piece, and I just want to touch on this briefly and get back to this game. But that trade with the Jaguars is looking better and better as time goes on.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we got Mason Graham, who's been excellent in the interior. I know it's hard to see what he's done because it's interior D-line. You don't always see what they're doing. It's like drafting an offensive lineman. If you know what's going on, that probably means they're not playing.
I was going to say, we see it when they're bad. Yeah.
Right. That being said, with having 2 picks next year, especially when you might need to trade up, especially with what our opponents today, the Jets have done to get a quarterback if that's the route they go, it does look like a good trade. Travis Hunter is out right now. He's not out for the year. They thought he might be out for the year. So that does continue to play into it looking like favorable. It's going to be a good trade.
Let's get back to the game at hand because somebody that we haven't talked about is also back, and that's one Cedric Tillman.
Yeah, Cedric Tillman, I think, is going to be a big piece to making this offense look better. He is the only receiver that fits the stereotype of what we need in this offense. A bigger body, a guy that can go up and catch and fight for a ball, unlike an Isaiah Bond. Even Jerry Jeudy, who is the best receiver in that room, whether we like it or not, Jerry Jeudy isn't that big-framed wide receiver, and we need one of those desperately to make this West Coast offense work. And now we have him back finally.
And the Jets obviously have traded one of their key defensive pieces.
In Sauce Gardner, yeah.
Right. So what do you think? Do you see us torching their secondary in this game? I mean, you're asking a guy that doesn't throw the ball over 10 yards to now do that? I don't know.
Well, I asked you the question on our last show. Over under one pass attempt completed, 15 air yards. Do we
And I said yes.
And I still say no because he hasn't done it.
He has in
Dillon
garbage
Gabriel is who
time.
I'm talking about.
He has in garbage time.
He forced one last week, or 2 weeks ago, I guess we were on bye. He forced one down the field. It was a horrible read, and it was intercepted.
I think it was the week before he had a completion when it was out of hand. But
we're grasping at straws for one pass over 15 yards. That's the problem
was Kevin
here.
Stefanski, not Dillon Gabriel. He plays his part. Don't get me wrong. He's a first read, and if that read's not there, he checks it down. That's not good. He doesn't work through his progressions very well. But Kevin Stefanski's offense is a hope and a prayer. I mean, 2nd and 12, I expect us to run it at this point. So how much can you really blame Dillon Gabriel for not throwing the ball downfield when we have we've broken down film.
Yeah.
What is this? All three receivers are running the same route basically into one another. Like, we've done that. You can't put it all on Gabriel.
But there's also good reads out there that Dillon Gabriel's missing, and I don't know if it's a height issue. I don't know if it's I don't want to say it's his brain because he's the supercomputer, man. That's what they've been selling us since July. He's got this amazing football brain that just knows everything, and he can make the perfect read, but I'm not seeing it on the film. And we talked about that when we did our film breakdown as well.
Turns out playing quarterback in the NFL is tough. Who knew?
Yeah.
Because the guy that you want to replace Dillon Gabriel, by the way, and I don't mean Shedeur, I mean next year,
Yeah.
didn't play over him at Oregon.
Oh, you're talking Dante Moore?
Right.
Well, I don't think that is necessarily a great argument because there's, you could think about Joe Burrow and Ohio State, for example. Like, Joe Burrow was bona fide the number one pick, best quarterback in his class, was going to be no matter who was the first pick in that draft. And he couldn't even make it on the
He wasn't better
field.
than C.J. Stroud.
Well, he is in the NFL now. He's a better player.
No, fair enough. Let's get back to this game, though. First of all, let's get into predictions.
Yeah.
I want to do that off the bat because we wait till the end. You're
Yeah.
feeling a W, I think.
You are too. You predicted a W the last time we spoke. I don't know how you can't after the trades the Jets made at the deadline. Two big defenders, their best D lineman, their best cornerback, and now you're going in here with a team that is. They both were on bye week, which is a storyline here as well. But the Browns were on bye week, have moved, of course, play calling over to Tommy Rees. Hopefully, trying some new things today. I think it's more in favor of the Browns, but I'm also a Browns fan and know that we could watch a 20-point blowout happen here, by the second half.
It's such a coin flip. Like, that's what's so tough about watching the Browns is they could show up and look like a playoff team, and then the next week they're getting blown out by nobodies. But the Jets have their own issues. MESS, mess,
Right.
as their fans will call out. They're not any better. We did talk about, though, which quarterback we'd want to face, and both of us agreed that we would rather face Tyrod and not Justin Fields, who is in fact starting for them.
They did name him the starter this morning, which, first of all, I actually want to ask you about that. Why did we even go through that song and dance? Like, I feel like it's trying too hard from the Jets end because everyone was like, yeah, it's got to be Fields after they won and he had that great game the last time, and it was a comeback victory against the Bengals, which is a much more talented team than them.
It felt like they were trying to do misdirection. It's same thing Kevin does.
I was going to say it's giving Kevin Stefanski. It's doing too much.
Yeah, I agree, but I don't think internally, I'm sure we were preparing more for Justin Fields than Tyrod Taylor in our defensive scheming and scout team this week, if I had to guess.
Yeah, I don't. I don't think so. I don't know. This whole
Who's
thing,
playing Justin Fields on our scout team? Shedeur?
Bailey Zappi, technically, if you're looking at the structure of how NFL practice works.
Yeah, but I mean, don't you try to model it as a similar? Not that Shedeur's similar, but Shedeur can use his legs, is what I'm getting
More
at.
than Bailey Zappi, of course.
Right.
Yeah, maybe he was getting double duty. He was getting the second string reps and that. And for Shedeur's development, and as a Shedeur fan, put the watch up real quick. I'm totally fine with that. We have a comment coming in from YouTube right now from Barry Northrup saying the parlay should be today, the Browns and the over. And the line is at what, 37.5? So
37.5 for Browns and Jets. I don't know if I'm comfortable taking the over still.
we have Jay over here in the crowd saying that he's taking the under with these two.
What was my score prediction? 17-10, I think?
Yeah, something like that.
And you want me to take 34.5?
It's 37
Oh,
and a half.
37.5? No way. Get out of here.
Yeah, no, I am not taking the unless it's like the Browns-Dolphins game where we just 35 points out of nowhere.
The Dolphins are such a bad team, and yes, the Jets are too, but I don't think we'll see that same level.
I think the Jets are worse than the Dolphins.
They have a decent D-line.
You're taking the over?
You're
Why are you taking the over? She feels it, she says.
I mean, you can't make fun. You feel that Shador's going to start
I was going to say, I woke up this morning
crap.
feeling Shador was going to play today, so I can't really be mad.
I got you, Carrie.
No, I woke up feeling legendary. Baker's not our quarterback anymore. We're legendary.
Waking up feeling dangerous. I don't want to derail us too much, but Baker Mayfield shot at MVP this year?
Oh, 100%. I think he's arguably the best quarterback in football.
And that doesn't make you sad?
Of course it does, but
good.
I also know that it was time for him to move on and mature a little bit.
Though?
It was.
Was it?
If you know what, he said it himself. He needed to get matured and ran through the league with the Rams and the Panthers and whatnot. We're getting
Ran through.
Yeah,
let's move right on from that. Give me the keys to a Browns victory today.
Getting Jeudy involved early and often. I think they should be targeting him and Njoku much more than they are. I know Njoku looks like he's taken a step back with his speed and his ability to turn on the Jets and go downfield, but you're talking about the two Pro Bowlers you have on this offense still in terms of offensive weapons. You need to get them more involved. I know Harold Fannon's exciting. You can give him his too, but those two need to get the ball early and often when you're in those passing situations. And, of course, a good run game because the Browns' offense is built around the run game. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's going to start in the trenches always. So I trust in our defense, but our O-line needs to be on their game. They looked good 2 weeks ago. We talked about that. They looked better.
Yeah.
Gabriel had plenty of time.
And they're all healthy again this week, too. That's the biggest part.
Yeah, they are. I agree, though, getting out there with our weapons and using them in hopefully creative ways. That's what I want to see. You know, just having Jeudy go run a post route, that's not going to get him the ball.
Creative ways that aren't just the same end-around jet sweep thing that we do with Kevin Stefanski week in and week out. Yeah,
I've got to do better. Yeah, I'm hoping Tommy Rees brings some of that creativity. I saw a post, by the way, a parent quote from Kevin Stefanski, and I didn't look into it, so I don't know if this was just an account making fun, but he said something along the lines about Tommy Rees taking over play calling. If you've played Madden,
that's a real quote. That's a real quote.
I am overqualified to call plays.
Kevin Stefanski on Friday said, "If you've played Madden before, you know how to call plays in the NFL."
I'm overqualified, so I think he should get cracked next week. But
all
that
I know,
is crazy.
If we're taking that into account, I took the Cleveland Browns with Dante Moore to the Super Bowl, so I should be the head coach of the Cleveland Browns next year. I'm just putting my hat in the ring now because if that's all I need to call plays in the NFL, I'm all the way here.
Okay, I gotta bring it up again. Because Kevin Stefanski saying that, he's got to be trolling us at this point. He's got to know his job's over, and now he's just having fun because that
quote
wild.
is absolutely absurd. I can't believe. I didn't know if you saw it, and we didn't talk much from like the last show up until now, other than like a couple posts here and there. And I was gonna bring it up, and that one is a rough one. Like that's if he gets fired. That one's going to be meme to all hell once he's out of here.
Should be.
No,
yeah.
100%.
My dad calls him Kevin Kitchens.
Kevin Kitchens. I know Deshaun over here, producer Deshaun, could take the Browns to the Super Bowl if the only prerequisite is playing the video game and calling plays because he's taken OU all the way, Ohio OU all the way. All
right, good to know, Deshaun. You might be the next play caller for the Cleveland Browns. Congratulations.
It might be better than what we got going on right now anyway.
It's better than Stefanski for sure. I would trust producer Deshaun over Stefanski to call plays. And I'm not being facetious when I say that.
That's a hot take. That's a hot take. We're talking about the culture of what we have going on with the Cleveland Browns right now. And I want to bring up something we talked about on Friday, but I think it's important to the context of everything because he is our second string running back. And it is, I can't believe I'm saying this on a live mic in the middle of a bar right now, but it's Jerome Ford's TikTok.
Yeah. This is a rough look. For those not aware, Jerome Ford's posting things on TikTok about like bad workplace environments and
how he doesn't care how he does in his job for real because his workplace is so bad. Yeah, reposts on his own TikTok page that he's leaving up. There was also a video of him playing some game, like live streaming it, talking about how the culture's great when they're winning, but when the culture's bad, people are getting caught up in a lot of BS and all of this other stuff off the field. It's just not a good look for a guy that already does not have a favor in our fan base.
Speaking of playing games, is it Kyler Murray that every time there's like a COD release that he does trash the next day?
Yeah.
Because he's up playing?
Yeah. And right now he's out with that injury, and Battlefield just came out, which is in the same. Yeah.
This is a bad look, though. First of all, you are a guy off the field. I'm not saying that's going to tank your contract or potential earnings, but you don't do it.
He already had to take a pay cut. He restructured his deal for less money this year to stay on the roster. It's not good for running backs right now because the running back talent that was in last year's draft, and it seems like potentially in this year's draft too, is pushing a lot of these mid-tier running backs out of the league.
Which is great for teams.
For teams, but for a guy like Jerome Ford to be doing this kind of thing with that also on the line, it's a horrible look.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. But neither of us are Jerome Ford fans. Like, we're not really sure how he fits into this offense.
I don't know, man. I've seen in your closet before. You got like 3 of them jerseys.
Really?
Yeah, before, man.
Funny, I was just going through my closet, and it's all lined up like by team. Browns, Chelsea, Ohio State, etc. I have a couple Manziel jerseys.
Get rid of that.
I have a Baker jersey.
Get rid of that.
I can't get rid of the Baker. I have who you're wearing, Myles Garrett.
You could keep that one.
And Joe Thomas.
You could keep that one, too.
So who's next? Who do I buy next?
No. He's a free agent after this season. We got a Njoku from the crowd, but I know he doesn't want to go anywhere. Neither did Nick Chubb.
Schwessinger, maybe?
That's on my Christmas list. That's all I'm saying.
Quinshad Judkins?
Well, I don't know. I don't like to buy jerseys of players with baggage.
That's fair. What about the Deshaun Watson I saw in your closet? That's weird.
Okay, whatever. Another good one. You threw me for a loop. No, another good one is Harold Vannon, though. He's an Ohio kid, went to an Ohio college. That one's up there, too.
I would probably go Schwessinger if I had to get a new one today.
Can I? We're going to go on a tangent for a second about jerseys. I know it's not the preview, but you can't order a Schlesinger jersey online right now?
Why?
Because the name is too long for Fanatics to print it on the back.
Are you serious?
You have to go into the Browns team shop to order it because it's like 2 letters too long. Yeah.
Well, I will say this. The next jersey that I get, you know me, I'm a fan of going more all out on the jerseys that I own.
Yeah.
The stitch, the on-field kind of thing. So I would probably get one of those. And when I do that, I like to put my own name on the back because it's never going out of stock. Maybe I'll do an at the office.
There you go. So that way you can just
cool.
hold on to it. From the crowd, we got a Schmidt because you were talking about Schmidt so much the last time we were live.
Listen, he might be the new Phil Dawson. That's not the worst idea ever.
You were high on him after the last show, and then he missed a kick.
Every kicker's going to miss a kick. Like every quarterback's going to miss a throw. Every receiver's going to drop a ball. That's going to happen.
But it was like a 35-yard kick.
100 for 100.
It was a 35-yard kick.
Well, we're going to do punt, pass, kick next weekend.
Yeah.
We'll see how kicking goes for you. Maybe you'll have some more respect to put on
Hey, shout out
name.
Uncle Randy, man. Punting is in my blood. I'm going to do it barefoot. I'm ready to roll.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you see the game day, the kid that made it barefoot? He missed the first one, and then it's for $500,000. And then McAfee said $250 to you if you make the second one, $250 to a charity, and he nailed it.
Was
barefoot.
that They were in Utah, right? That was a couple weeks ago, right?
No, this was this week.
Okay,
They
he
were
did the
in
same thing the other week too, so that's why I was confused.
Wherever.
Yeah,
It was nobody.
Shout out the barefoot kickers. That is a generation of missed players, man.
That's not for me.
Why?
I don't know. Like, it's the same reason I don't walk on rocks barefoot. I don't do it.
I'm not saying we have to be barefoot. I'd just say, like, back in the 80s and the 90s, barefoot kickers, that was cold, man. That was cold.
Honestly, though, if I'm coming after the kicker, even if I get a penalty, that foot's going to be broken.
What?
I'm going to – I don't know. Maybe we move on from this point. No barefoot.
I'm all the way here.
I would like to see – it would be kind of cool to see a modern player barefoot with the single bar.
They're not allowed to
face
rock
mask.
the single bar anymore.
Kickers should be
The
able
last
to.
person that was allowed to rock a
Browns
single
player,
bar was
right?
a Browns
Yeah.
kicker. Yeah.
That dude was awesome.
Well, I wasn't old enough to remember that. I was like 3.
Nor was I, thank you very much. I think it was the 80s, but
No, the single bar was after we came
was it
back.
early 90s?
No, it
Or
was
late
2003
it?
was the last single bar kicker or something
But Phil
like that.
Dawson would have been kicker
It
very,
was,
very
it was
soon.
the kicker right before him.
Gotcha.
Old
okay,
dude,
maybe
white
I was old
mustache
enough.
and everything. It was awesome.
All right, moving on. So I said O-line needs to protect. Obviously, I want to see better play calling. We've talked about that. Better in-game management, too.
I
Now
think you'll see that
Kevin
today,
is
yeah.
the coach. That's his only job. But, yeah, the passing game, you alluded to it. That's where we need to see more success because – yes, we need a run game to open up play action, but you need a pass game so they're not just hacking the box expecting the run because they know you can't throw the ball.
Yeah.
It's been a kind of two-headed beast that we've been trying to tackle and can't do.
Well, when you don't have the talent there, that's part of the problem, too, of course.
Or the coaching.
Well, yeah. Last time.
You mean no end-around, no specialty plays, Jay said.
Let's do the
I like
double.
the double end-around then pass.
The double pass that he tried last week that blew up, and then we just ran it to the other side of the
The
field.
guys
for a
that
fourth.
can't throw or can't run a normal play, you're now trying to do a double pass. Like, that's the kind of thing that's so irritating. But
Oh,
go on.
100%. 100%. Let me ask you a question. Last time Myles Garrett played Justin Fields, and granted, it wasn't Browns versus Jets, but the Jets O-line is not good by any means. Myles Garrett got to him 4 times, and he's coming off of, what, a 5-sack performance? How many times does Myles Garrett get to the quarterback, Justin Fields, today, since it is officially Justin playing today?
Myles Garrett will have, if I had to bet, I would say 2+ sacks.
2+.
If I want to go out on a limb, I'll say 3.
Over under 2.5. I just set the line for you.
I would go under.
You're going under? We got 3 in the crowd. I'm going over, too. I think he's going to go animal. Absolutely absurd. Crazy defensive player of the year level play today.
I hope you're right. Maybe he'll be inspired with the change in play calling on the offensive side.
And when Shador takes the field?
Yeah, he's one of those players in the Shador camp, it would appear.
Yeah, 100%. I would assume the entire locker room is, just because of the aura and leadership and community involvement and all of the things that Shador brings to the table that Dillon Gabriel doesn't, quite frankly.
I don't think the players in the locker room are concerned about aura
Well,
or
that's not
what
true.
he's doing off the field in his sponsorship or charity.
It's not always
things. I mean,
sponsorship.
I know, in his charity. Myles Garrett's not going home going, man, Shador gave back to the kids. That's so cool. I wish he was my quarterback.
Well, Myles
They just want somebody to
Myles
throw a
Garrett gives
touchdown.
back to the kids.
I know,
Maybe
but they
he
want
a
one to
person.
throw touchdowns.
After having Deshaun Watson for 4 years, maybe he wants a good person.
Well, you said it.
Right.
But I think there is a camp that wants to do everything that we can to look decent on offense, because the fact is this defense is elite. We've seen them be elite. We've seen them be elite against elite teams, elite offenses, and yet it's consistently our offense that lets us down.
Yeah.
Our defense will keep us in games. We see it in the first half of a lot of games. A lot of these blowouts that we have are second half on because the defense is on the field constantly. Like, what do you expect from them? And then you have the game where Myles just does nothing and jogs around because he's upset, and that gets thrown in once in a while too. But Yeah, I expect a big game from Myles. I think the defense can seal it today, and the offense can do just enough to get the win because it's against such a bad team.
Maybe-
But I think Garrett Wilson's back.
He is. He's healthy today. Garrett Wilson will be playing. Wish he was in orange and brown because that was a rumor out there. But it sounds
never
like
gonna happen.
it sounds like they were asking for way too much more than we would actually want to pay them. We're getting a lot of
Not
comments.
a first rounder,
I wouldn't give up a first rounder for him.
even
right
though
now.
you want to draft a receiver with a first round pick. So you're talking about a known reliable receiver in the NFL.
No. Well, the problem with that is if they want to go quarterback, you're basically giving up that asset to be able to move up.
trade up.
Okay.
Okay.
That's my caveat.
I'm with
on
you
it.
on that, and that makes sense.
I would
but
give up a second and a third all day, though.
my problem is so many people protect these first round picks, as you should, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But when you say, hey, our number one pick needs to be a receiver, we have a pick, we're going to pick a receiver, but you could trade that pick to get a proven reliable receiver. Like, you see that a lot in the NFL.
If they were going the route of taking an O-lineman and a receiver in the first round and not a quarterback, or not trying to trade up for a quarterback or whatnot, all day, give them the Jaguars pick all day.
I got to say, Browns fans, I know we want to win. I kind of want to tank until Julian saying
tanking.
is,
Tanking doesn't
not literally
work.
tank, but I don't want not
tanking-
literally tank. So stop saying it. Not literally. I don't want to be good until Julian Sand is here.
Or we already have the franchise on the team, or
Dante Moore,
on the team.
Shador is not going to be our franchise quarterback.
We'll see.
There's no way.
We'll see.
No chance.
We'll see.
He was okay at Colorado.
We'll see.
And I'm a Shador fan.
We'll see.
But he was okay.
We'll see. Okay. We are live at High and Dry, having a good time. If you're here, we are giving away a Browns or a Cavs jersey of your choice. All you got to do is subscribe to us on YouTube. So feel free, scan our QR code, or we're coming around with stickers and stuff like that too, if you so please and want one. This has been fun so far, though. High and Dry is actually like my favorite spot in Tremont, like personally going out. So it's cool to be here, sitting on the stage, talking sports with one of my best friends.
Yeah, it's a good one. I wish my best friend was here, but no. Just
This
playing.
guy, man.
No, it's a good one. And this is the first time we've been here together that wasn't a work function. When we
I
used
know.
to work together, we no longer do.
Well, you dipped out. You could have 2 weekends ago. We could have been here together, and you dipped out early.
You guys did come here, didn't you?
Yeah, we
Listen, our friend Alana had a birthday. Shout out, Alana. Happy belated birthday. And she's like, we're doing a bar crawl. And I was like, listen, you get one bar out of me. You don't get a crawl. And we were at that bar a long time, too, to be fair.
I tapped out early that night too. They were still going.
But
I
you
was
did come here, but...
Of course I did. It's High and Dry. I love it here. Got duck pin bowling. They got good price drinks. They got good food. Everything here is solid.
The food's starting to come out, by the way.
Yeah.
And I ordered chicken and dumplings, but told her I don't want it until game time because we're doing a show, obviously.
Right.
I'm kind of starting to regret that. I wish...
I didn't
I
even
was gonna
order
chow
yet
in.
because I didn't get to look at the menu, and then it was like 12:55, and they were like, "What do you want?" And I was like, "I have no clue."
Well,
anyway,
I also ordered cheese fries, chili cheese fries. So if you want to share...
game day special. Actually, if for those that
Exactly. So if you want to share a couple of those, Jay's stopping by with a fry and a burger. Well, I was going to take a fry anyway. I knew what you were doing.
I'm
I just
also
wanted
taking a fry. It's breaking our rule of not eating on camera that we
Thank you, Jay.
established, but thanks, Jay. Back to the game. There is.
He was like, no. It's just for the camera.
It's just for the camera, right. Back to the game, though. Browns-Jets. I know your answer because you already used the word tank on today's show. You want to win this game or lose this game, personally, as a fan?
I always want to win.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I'm not a fan of tanking. And when I said tank, it was more Julian Zanis looks to be what will be an incredibly special player. Mm-hmm. He is not to get on Ohio State for a second.
No,
but
you're allowed.
He is thank you for the permission. He is a redshirt freshman that looks like a senior balling out. And I don't just mean in completion percentage, which is sky high. Mm-hmm. I don't like they talked about on this last week's broadcast. He had like 3 incompletions in a couple drives, and they're like, this is weird. Like, that's the level we're talking about. And he passes the eye test, too. He places balls that they should be like pro level.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? Like, he's so good. And that's why I say that, because anything can happen, and I don't normally attribute pro level talent. Unless your name is Jeremiah Smith, he is a pro football player on a college team right now.
Right.
But for the most part, it's a wait and see. But if Sand continues to develop, He already has the tools, the footwork, etc. So it's just more excitement that he is a guy that could be a franchise coach. He looks like a Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
And he's a true freshman, or a redshirt freshman. So, no, I don't believe in tanking. I also don't think that the future of this team, quarterback-wise, is either on this roster or in this next draft. I would rather take a receiver O-line than a quarterback in this upcoming draft.
But we've done that. We've done that before. We've done the let's build the nest and bring them in and reach on some talent and do all of that, and then we end up not getting a good player, or we overthink just taking the quarterback when it's time to just take the quarterback. And there's still plenty of season left. Maybe today Dillon Gabriel Maui Wowie goes out there and balls out and looks.
Why do you call him Maui Wowie?
You haven't heard that TikTok sound that's going crazy right now? It's a Kid Cudi song.
That is such a terrible nickname. It's disrespectful.
Going back to Honolulu just to get that Maui Wowie. It's a song.
Oh, yeah, I do know the song, yeah.
Yeah, that's
but
why.
Just disrespectful.
No, it's not. If he plays better, he'll get a better nickname.
What's your better nickname? I'd love to hear this.
DG the QB?
Okay.
Like DG the PG?
Well, he had an answer at least. I'll give him credit there.
There you go. I pulled it right out.
You were saying, though.
We were talking about, going for a quarterback or whatnot, and there's still plenty of season where we could maybe see one of these guys go out there and prove themselves to have the ability to be an NFL quarterback. We haven't seen it yet.
Who?
I don't know. Maybe Shador, wrist up.
You did watch him at Colorado, right?
Yeah, you were high on him too coming into this
I'm
league.
high on him as a developmental kind of guy.
You wanted him in the first round.
No, I think I was excited. I think there was excitement.
You're doubling back on your own take, but that's fine.
We had a 4-hour live show. We can watch it if we want later. My point is, though, I was never super impressed with him at Colorado. Impressed enough, yeah, I did want him, but not to say he's a franchise guy. I never thought that.
That's not what you said earlier this year.
We can check the tape.
Okay, we'll check the tape. I'm ready to check the damn tape.
You already owed me dumplings, and you paid up this year.
Yeah,
we can bet on this.
We can because
I called him a franchise quarterback.
Not word for word. You need now word for word, bar for bar now.
Yeah, did I say he's a franchise quarterback? He will be the franchise quarterback of the Browns. That's what we're talking about.
You were high on him in terms of really.
I'm listening.
You were high on him in terms of you wanted us to use our top 10 draft pick to take him. There's a clip of me, you, and our former co-host John sitting watching the draft in my living room, and you two being like, they're going to take Shador here once they trade it back. They're going to do it. They're going to do it.
That doesn't mean I wanted it. Mason Graham, I think John and I both were on that pick.
And I thought it was a great pick. I thought it was a good pick.
I also pronounced one of the guys that got drafted in that draft that goes by Malachi.
You said Malaki.
I said Malaki. So maybe don't take everything
that was 4 hours into the draft, to be fair.
Listen, I had to say every name, and we didn't put a ton of prep into that. We prepped, but, we're not ESPN. That one was rough.
You were the one who claimed to want to announce each
was
pick
fun.
as we go.
I loved it, and we're
going
to do it again for this upcoming draft. Maybe we'll be live somewhere for it.
Man,
maybe at the draft. It's in Pittsburgh.
It is in Pittsburgh. I'd like to go this year.
Why don't we broadcast live from the draft?
Well, we were looking too. We've had this conversation a little bit. The Pittsburgh Browns backers don't even have a bar in Pittsburgh to
that tracks. Yeah,
it's outside. It's not.
And
Latrobe.
Yet there's Pittsburgh bars here, which is frustrating.
Yeah, there's also a Bills bar in Lakewood, which is
really.
Yeah. Around the corner is a Bills backers bar.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
One of my new coworkers is from Buffalo and lives in Lakewood, so I guess I don't know if she goes there, but
all right. So
moving on.
Browns, Jets. Are they going to win? Are we going to or is it going to be a trap game? Because I feel like a lot of fans are super confident for this Browns-Jets game, and I feel like it could bite us in the ass.
I'll say this. If we're losing by 14 or more at half, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
But I hope that's not the case. I think we'll be winning. Gary, too. I do think we're going to win.
Yeah.
I do feel confident in us winning this week, but it's not because of our team. And I do think our defense is elite. It's because the Jets are that bad. It's like when we talked about the Dolphins, similar feeling. So, yeah, I'm going to say we win. I already said it, but yeah.
I think we win, too. I just think it's crazy to say. We have more talent, though. But I don't know. Maybe it's
forget,
the scars of being a Browns fan that is just making me nervous for this, even though I think we are a more talented team than the
And
New
don't
York
count
Jets.
out Justin Fields. Don't forget when he was in Chicago, he had a run that he went on a tear and he got injured and ended that. And it was unfortunate because he was my quarterback in fantasy that year. But he went on an absolute tear and did well. So he still has that dog in him. He worries me the most. Pair him with Garrett Wilson.
He doesn't worry me because of the stats of Myles Garrett getting to him every time they've played, and because of the Jets' O-line being so bad, and because I don't think the Jets have a lot of talent outside. I mean, Lazard, and I guess they have Breece Hall, too. Yeah, they got some weapons, I guess, but Justin Fields, to me, as much as I love him for being a Buckeye, I just don't think he's an NFL quarterback, a starting NFL quarterback by any means. He's too erratic with his decision-making. I think we're going to see that today.
It's half the league, brother.
Huh?
That's our own court.
I get that, but when you go up against what is considered a top-5 Browns defense, everyone's healthy. You've got Schlesinger playing to hold him from getting any big breakouts with his legs now.
Hopefully.
Right. I don't see Justin Fields being the key for them if they do pull this out.
All right.
I think it's Breece Hall. Breece Hall, if they get the run game going, but that's asking a lot. We stuffed the run pretty well. I mean, we held Derrick Henry to nothing, even though we got BTA'd by the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, and that's next week where we will be live from Muni.
Maybe with some drone shots, depending on
Most
legalities.
likely live, I should say. I don't think it's supposed to rain or anything, though.
It's only like 30% chance.
I'm just throwing it out there so people watching know if it's raining, I will not be at Muni next weekend.
Just like the last time we were at Muni and it was down, or we're supposed to be at Muni and it was downpouring. We're not risking the equipment. We're not getting soaked. There's no reason for all of that. We've got too much going on here, and we do too many of these shows to risk the speakers, the stands, the amp, our own laptops. You know what I mean.
One of these days we'll have a branded tent that we could roll out for any
I
weather
know that's
with
your
heaters.
dream. I know that's
Actually,
your
Jay, do you have heaters? I'm not saying this. I think it's supposed to be nice for the next Muni, but
it's supposed to be almost 60
for a
on
future
Sunday
Muni,
right
that could be a good option if we could. Oh, well, I might have some.
Right. And they call me bougie. Anyway,
I don't think anybody's ever called you bougie.
my mom calls me bougie daily.
Fan question here. Quit?
I don't know if he'll quit. I don't know if you saw.
The question was, what about Justin Fields facing a Myles Garrett? I'm pretty sure he'll quit.
That was the family-friendly.
Justin Fields has been in this league a while, though. He's still a tough kid. And, again, I think if they have a chance to beat us, it's going to be him, both with his legs and with his arm.
I don't think there's a quit in Justin Fields' body. There was that whole story that came out after he got benched for Tyrod Taylor about him crying in the closet and being very emotional and needing to be picked.
In the closet?
Yeah, he locked himself in a closet and was crying. He told the media that. Very depressed, down, picked himself up.
To
and
be
had
fair, he's
the
an
best
NFL
game.
player. The closet was probably the size of this room, but
That's
go
true.
on.
That's true. But picking himself up, getting himself back into the right mindset, leaning on his family, leaning on if I get another opportunity, I will not fail, and then beating the Cincinnati Bengals in Cincinnati when they were down like 20-ish points or something like that.
I like Justin Fields. I was in favor of bringing him over here when Pittsburgh wasn't going to re-sign him for cheap. It wasn't a big dollar amount or anything like that.
But then he signed a big deal with the Jets.
Right, exactly. So I'm a fan, and not this week. Like, I'm not a fan this week, but I am a fan.
Yeah,
I support every former Buckeye unless they're on the Steelers.
100%. I want to just say, we've got plenty of comments rolling in on YouTube and on Facebook and whatnot right now. A lot of people on the Shedeur Sanders train. So maybe I'm not crazy for my little premonition I had this morning about him playing. Sanders, why not? Go Browns. Bye-bye, Kevin. Go Sanders. We got a lot of those going on right now.
I love that this comment is my favorite. Go Sanders is from somebody I'm looking at in the crowd. That's wonderful.
It is absolutely wonderful. Just a reminder, we are live from High and Dry. We are giving away a Browns or Cavs jersey. All you do is subscribe, leave a comment on our YouTube page. You'll be entered to win our Browns or Cavs jersey giveaway. We've got a QR code up here if you want to sign. We're also handing out stickers and whatnot while we are here as well.
Yeah, get in on that because literally you pick the player. We're going to ship a jersey to your door. All you have to do is follow and leave that comment. It couldn't be easier. We've done that now twice.
Yeah.
Both people very, very thankful. I think one was for his kid.
He did. The first one we ever did was for his kid. That was awesome.
Second one, he wanted a Flacco jersey, and he asked right after he was traded, and we're like, you sure? He did change.
He did change. He got a Myles Garrett.
Good choice.
Indeed it was, because he's here whether he or we like it or not.
Right. So we like to do this. Yes, we're trying to grow the show, but also it's a lot of fun to give back to our community in a fun way. I would suggest taking the Cavs because they look better than the Browns at the moment.
And those throwback
blue ones.
navies, man, are awesome.
So
They're
good.
so. It makes me feel old, though, because my first Cavs jersey was a LeBron in that navy blue, and now it's the throwback.
You are old, man.
I feel like I'm getting up there.
But I feel you. And it almost, all right, correct me if I'm wrong, it looks like a little off. Like they look so cool, but the era of jerseys has changed, and they look old in a way. Like I like them, but maybe it's just because I remember those, like you're saying.
With the LeBron era and whatnot. I get what you're saying, but that's what makes a throwback, and that's what makes it fun. So I'm all the way here for it.
I'd like to bring back those yellow with the red.
No,
or I guess
the
wine
yellow,
throwbacks. I like those.
The yellow needs to go.
The Airshell era.
If we are doing gold, I want it to be the actual color gold, not yellow. Shout out the Worcester Scotsman, but go back to that gold too over there for my alma mater.
All right. On that note, what else you got, Noah? We're about to wrap up. Game time's starting. I hope my food's ordered. What you got for me?
What are you final predictions, final thoughts? Let's just run through it real quick. I think Myles Garrett has a day. I think he's going to look fantastic. We got a 3 in the crowd. I would tend to agree he's going to get 3 sacks. Justin Fields is messy in the pocket. That does not bode well for quarterbacks going up against Myles Garrett.
He's elusive too, though.
I think Dillon Gabriel isn't going to look the best still. If he does, what does that look like? I don't think we're going to see many passes over 15 yards, over 10 yards from him, just because there is no proof in the pudding for that one. I think there's going to be a lot of kicking. I think Andre Schmidt is going to look perfectly fine. Maybe he misses one, but picks it up. He's been reliable, to say the least. Fair play, decent kicking play.
What's the weather at MetLife? Because it is pouring down rain that's turning to snow here. I would assume it's not there yet, but I'm just curious because you say there's a lot of kicking.
I'm looking it up right now. Why don't you, while I pull that up, give some of your final thoughts, like everything you're feeling for this game?
Yeah, I think I look to Schwessinger to have a big game, honestly. Coming back after that high ankle sprain, he didn't miss time like we talked about, but I think he's going to have a big game. I went with 17-10 in our actual preview show, our non-live show. I'm sticking somewhere around there. I would say Quinshon Judkins gets a touchdown. I would say that Harold Fannin gets the second touchdown.
Jerry Jeudy's got to be up there too. I think they're going to get him involved today. That's my other final point, is that they are going to try to feed him early and often.
He's also going to draw coverage, though.
100%, but they need to get him involved if they want this offense to work
Tillman?
at its full. Tillman too. I think Tillman's going to get plenty of care. It should be those two all day, every day, and Jamari Thrash just in case.
What I would really like to see, though, from a coaching perspective, is I would like to see us trying to push the ball downfield. And that sounds silly because that should be the goal of every football game on offense. But what I mean by that is taking shots on first down. Yes, we need to establish the run game, but these dumps, if I see 5 passes behind the line of scrimmage today, I'm going to be upset. I'm sick of the screens. Like, these aren't working. Let's try to get more vertical. And obviously it's going to depend on a lot of factors, right?
Yeah.
But we have some talent that can run some routes, and that's what I want to see today.
Yeah. You asked about the weather real quick. I know we're getting close, like butting up right against game time. It's going to be 61 in New York. A little bit of rain, it looks like, but altogether, like pretty decent, typical football weather. Not rain like the monsoon game we had against the Dolphins, but that's what we're looking at.
Well,
So
that worked out for us.
did indeed. Do we see the Wild Dog today? Yes, I called Quinshawn Judkins running the Wildcat the Wild Dog. Shout out G. Bush, man.
Stop calling it the Wild Dog. But no, I hope not. And if we do, I hope we see a jump pass from him, not just a run up the gut.
Well, I won't make that prediction like I did the last time we did a live show at a bar because I thought for sure we were going to see the jump pass. But if we do call that for me, if we go in Wildcat, Quinshawn Judkins passing touchdown, even the dog agrees.
All right, let's get out of here so we can pack up and watch this game. There's something else, though.
Real quick, one last reminder. We are giving away a Browns or Cavs jersey of your choice. All you got to do is enter by following us on YouTube and leaving a comment. It's simple as that. You get to pick the jersey. You get to pick the player in terms of colorway and whatnot. Winner will be decided November 17th.
Yeah, and the comment can be anything. The purpose is that so we can reach out to you and tell you won.
Yeah, because we can't see they don't show you the list of subscribers on YouTube. It just makes it easier for me to sort through and do the wheel on the back end once we get to that point.
All right, let's get out of here. Go Browns. Here we go, Brownies. Here we go.
Here we go, Brownies. Here we go.
All right. The debate never ends, but the show does for now. We'll see you next time.